Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. Today, a new package from LDY, and I'm sure you guys saw this in the cat video where I was intentionally teasing it. Today we are checking out the Kite AL 1.5. No going back now. First of all, let's take a look what is in this package, and before I do begin, I do want to say LDY did send this out for free for the purpose of this and my follow-up video that I will do. But any and all opinions are my own, and they do not pay me. I am not sponsored by them. I don't have an affiliate code with them or anything like that. So any and all opinions are completely my own. LDY, I always get so confused because on the box, there's always a thing on the label that says lithium batteries do not fly on passenger aircraft or something like that. And I'm always like, what the hell is this? And then I realize, oh, it's a Nabali's product, because I think the battery's in here. But standard, amazing unboxing experience from LDY. Did I say Nabali's? LDY. This is LDY. This is just after me filming my follow-up on the cat, so it's kind of in my head. LDY's unboxing experience, some of the best in the hobby. I mean, you get a full friggin' hard case, you get a microfiber cloth, you get a ton of extra hardware. Get a little thing to scan on your phone for the specs, which we're going to do in a second, and you get their screwdriver, which is one of my favorite travel screwdrivers in the hobby. The Kite AL 1.5. Oh my gosh, it's a live blade. I didn't even think they made live blades of this thing. I thought it was only trainers. And it says Ethan right there. That's freaking sweet, dude. Holy crap. So I'm going to just set this down. We'll get to that in just a second. But I need to refresh myself on what exactly even is the deal. Where is the NFC chip in my phone? Let's go. Take me to the internet. No, don't make that my default browser. Oh, it just takes you to their website. I guess it doesn't take you to the actual specs of it. That's a tiny bit disappointing, but whatever. So, the Kite AL 1.5, the Kite AL is back. Now the 1.5, upgraded and refined from the original, with a functional bottle opener utility, instrument level tuned acoustics, dual stage CNC for tight tolerances, classic momentum closer to neutral balance, adjustable weight system. So I guess that's like the main thing. Adjustable weight system, more neutral balance, and the bottle opener, which I can't show you because this is a live blade ultimately. The original Kite, which is buried under here with my $20, cool. Buried under here in what I like to call my starter case, was a starter Balisong that I and many others really did enjoy, but my ultimately, I ended up less and less enamored with it as time went on. I still think it's an excellent beginner choice. It is very handle biased, and some people like that, and it's good for beginners, but it's just not to my tastes. There's not enough tip weight. There's a little bit too much weight in the handles, and although it is one of the most premium feeling starter Balisongs that you can get, it just kind of became a little tiny bit forgettable for me, especially in the face of things like how much I've liked the cheese lately, the refault, things of that nature. So when they announced this with this beautiful kind of Christmas pattern on the side here, the main thing that I was interested in was that more neutral balance, because that was my biggest thing with the Kite AL V1. If they lowered the handle weight on this thing, I'm going to be interested. I love this anodization here. It's green, but with the splatter and the silver, and that's awesome. And the blade, very nice as well. I actually thought when I first, it is the same profile as the original. I thought when I first opened it, when I first saw the blade, I thought it was the original Kite, like backwards reverse Tonto thing, but I guess not. So let's flip this thing. 75, I should check that, because do they even sell a live blade in this thing? It's gonna be, they do. Okay, you can buy a live blade, and it is $85. So it's an extra $10 if you want the live blade over the trainer blade. And actually, they do have the original Kite blade. They have that reverse Tonto if you're interested in that, also $85. So a little bit more expensive than some of the other things in its price class, but pretty much exactly the same as it was before. Although, did they offer a live blade on this? I'm actually having trouble remembering. Either way, let's give it a flip. I have blustered long enough. Ooh. So this is a live blade. I'm not going to be able to go as crazy as I usually do. Not to say that my flipping is crazy, but wow, they have improved the balance on this for me personally. I think that is ultimately going to mean that a lot of people who originally really loved the Kite AL1 V1 aren't going to like it as much anymore. Because I know, based on a few people that I talked to when it first came out, they loved the balance on it, which I was never too hot on. This balance is far closer to what I enjoy in my Balisongs. Holy cow. Much more neutral. In fact, it feels like they gutted the end of the handles here. Because the original Kite AL, again, I will say these are all first impressions. I'll spend some time with this and I'll figure out how I feel and I'll make a fully updated video. But just talking on my first impressions here, the original Kite AL has just a ton of weight. It feels like down here in this general area, feels like there's a bunch of weight hotspots. And this feels like they have gutted almost all of it. It almost feels a little more hollow down there, to the point where maybe it might need more. I don't know. I don't think it does, but this is far, far more in my preference zone for where balance lies. Rollovers still work just as well. Well, not just as well, because we did lose a little bit of handle weight here, but in terms of the actual ability to perform them, chaplains feel great, 0Gs feel excellent, rollovers feel amazing. I don't think this thing lost any flipping ability from them removing a tiny bit of handle weight. Fans, choker fans. Still missing a tiny bit of tip weight for me personally. There's a little bit of hesitation there on the fans, but the choker fans feel excellent. Holy cow. If you blindfolded me and made me flip these two back to back, I would not guess that they were even the same Balisong. Obviously, if we ignored the fact that I, had to feel what the handles felt like. If you were just like quizzing me off of balance alone, this thing, yeah, I wouldn't even be able to guess that this was the same Balisong. This feels extraordinarily different in a really good way. I think there's a very good chance this thing could jump up to one of my favorite beginner Balisongs, maybe. I don't think it's beating the cheese anytime soon, my all-time favorite, but wow, that knocked out both of the plugs on my headphones. Thanks, cheese. After I'm glazing you, that's how you repay me? Yeah, I love the cheese, but that's no secret. This feels excellent. I'm very, very happy with how much more neutral this feels. Still probably a tiny bit of handle bias to it. I'm not saying it's like blade biased or super neutral to begin with, but so much less handle bias than the original V1 was. And that's something that I really, really like. It's the reason why I liked those scales that Bandage sent me, which I never fully got on, because they reduced some of the weight of the G10 on this thing. This almost feels like how I expected that would have felt if I got to finish it. And by that I mean really, really good. Now, the one thing I am noticing, there is some sort of edge that I keep feeling when I choker fan. Like I'm feeling some sort of lip, or it must be that. It's the jimping. The jimping does stick out from the G10, which is good. I always like when companies do that, because then your fingers don't just ride along the G10, they're actually riding along the jimping. But the aluminum here is very slick. I mean, the jimping's decent. I don't expect it to do a ton, because that aluminum, like I said, Very slick feeling, but thankfully most of your fingers are riding along the G10 anyway. All right, an upgrade indeed. I kind of would almost say that this is more of a V2 than a 1.5, but man, am I happy that they did it. So if you're a big handle bias lover, this probably won't be for you. But if you're someone like me who felt that the original AL had just a bit too much ass weight, this is probably going to be something that you are super interested in. Probably akin to when they did the Orion, the original Orion to the 1.5. Because the original Orion had a good, decent bit of ass weight to it too. And by ass weight, I just mean end weight, weight at the end of the handles. But yeah, I'm impressed so far. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to flip it for a little bit, get used to it, give you guys my usual follow-up video on it, and then we will go from there. But I would like to thank LDY for sending this thing over. I really do appreciate it. And I would like to thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Later.